Michigan stall!
This ain't a game to me. If you think it's a game, get the f*** off of this bus.
Look at this. Oh, they're rushing you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome one, welcome all, and welcome back to this afternoon edition of the Believe in Iowa State podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Carter.
And I'm your host, Cody Vanciola.
Cody, welcome back to the show. It has been a great weekend of the World Cup. But before we get into that, another thing that I want to talk about before we get into the World Cup, NCAA football is out. Have you gotten the game yet?
I have not, but I have seen some footage of NCAA, the new NCAA football game. And to me, like just the little bit that I saw, I've seen there have been some improvements, with like the CPU and things like that. But I still have to probably really dig deep into the NCAA football game.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be getting in within the next few weeks. I know we that's when we usually start our dynasties. My friend, he's been out of town, so I know we're going to start our big league and probably do just a few small leagues with other people. Um,
hmm
but
So with that dynasty, so like, you're still gonna be rocking like Iowa State, or if there is like another team you'd rock outside of like Iowa State and Florida for you, who would you like try to uh go through a dynasty with?
um, that's a very good question. I did like a random thing like on Twitter, and I ended up with Michigan State. So I think I'm gonna use Michigan State and see how they do, or maybe. But if anything, it'd probably be one of the local schools, probably like Illinois or Northwestern.
hmm Yeah, I so I guess like the closest one to me, as like a non Iowa State, and I'd be interested to see what I would do with maybe like a Kansas. That would be
Mm, that would be a pretty good rebuild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just kind of taking the reins from a Lance Leipold, where Kansas is now somewhat respectable, but obvious, but still a lot to go with.
Yeah, no, it really, like once I get the game, um, I just will have to see, what type of teams there are, because what we did is another thing that I would do, and everybody, listeners, if you're watching, definitely try to do like a 2 star, because what we did is we did a 2 star league, and then if you get a 2 star team, you build them up, and then you basically go to a bigger team, and then you continue your dynasty. Because I remember we did that on 26, and I was at Northern Illinois, and we scheduled everybody a non-con to play against each other, and like it was pretty fun that way. So
Yeah, actually, yeah. Now that like you mentioned NIU, it would be. I don't know how much. Maybe if I was to do one, maybe we could do like an FCS like dynasty. Maybe just take Northern Iowa and see what I could do with that.
yeah, that'd actually be pretty cool.
Yeah. So overall, and then just obviously some of the things that I've seen with the NCAA 27, the mascots, say the least, some of them are not as they're not accurate, to put it nice. Apparently, everybody's mascot is somehow like what Herky from Iowa. I saw that, and then there was like one got mixed up. It was like what was it, James Madison or something? Had like
Yeah,
the Indiana mascot. And I'm like, oh, did Kurt Signetti do that?
he probably did.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. So yeah, so I'll definitely have to get the game at some point, or at least go over to somebody's house and just and who knows, maybe we'll just mess around with the settings, like the maybe try out like some new uniform combos, and obviously we know like with some of the uniform, the new brands for some of these schools, like both Tennessee and Penn State. I know they got moved over. They're moving over to Adidas. Somebody is moving over Under Armour. Do you remember that?
Uh, I forgot who's moving to Under Armour, but yeah.
Yeah, we've had yeah. So there's real quick. So while we have that list, but yeah. So I guess like on the topics of uniforms and stuff like that. Uh, early like I've been seeing this tweet here from college football zone, and it asks what three helmets you want to keep. So share that list here, and here's like the a picture of all the helmets. We
Okay.
so helmet number one is the white helmet with red trim.
Mm-hmm.
Number two is the black helmet with the colored Iowa State logo. Number three is the black helmet with so the black uniforms,
Mm-hmm.
the Brock Purdy era with the white Iowa State. Number four is the Cyhawk 2021 helmet, so the white helmet with black I State. Number five is the white helmet with regular Iowa State and the red face mask. Forgot to mention number one also had the white face mask. Number six is the Stormtrooper helmet with the script Cyclone in black. Number seven is the frosty white with the red and gold script Cyclones. Number eight is the red helmet with the white and yellow script Cyclones with the white and yellow stripe down the middle. And number nine is the Cyanado helmet.
I'm very very curious to hear your first three because I think we might have a different three.
Yeah, I think said like so. Number the first helmet I'm keeping obviously is the white Cyanado. I'm keeping the white
Mm-hmm.
Cyanado with the white helmet with the red Cyanado. Number eight, you got to keep the red helmet with the script Cyclone. So gonna keep that one, and then my last helmet I would keep is the black helmet with the white Iowa State.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay.
Just
So
kind
for
yeah,
me,
kind of went with the mix of like the different logos.
yeah. Nah. So what for me? Number one is the black helmet with the I State in school colors because that's just dope. Because I
Hmm.
remember that I think that was the Texas combo in
Yeah.
2023 where we
Yep.
wore all red with black helmets
Yeah.
and
That
the
was.
school colors.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a pretty decent combination. That was a decent combination.
Yeah, I love it. I would love if we could do that again. Um,
Hmm.
I will probably say number six, the script cyclones in white and black for the whiteout game because I love that combination. That stormtrooper jersey is one of my favorites, and then it'll probably be number nine, the Cynado, just for nostalgia purposes.
That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of decided to go, yeah, with the white with Cyanado because I figured if you could somehow pull that off for a whiteout game, that would be something you could possibly do there if we ever did a whiteout, wear
Oh
those
yeah,
white helmets.
yeah for sure.
Yeah. But generally, yeah, all these helmets I look at, I do associate with each game. I associate the first one with the Liberty Bowl. I believe we wore that in the Liberty Bowl against Memphis in 2017.
Yes, I believe that's David in that picture. Yeah.
Yeah, David Montgomery. Yep. Yeah, the aforementioned Texas game in 23. Uh, and then this one you could probably throw in with basically the entire 2020 season.
Mm-hmm.
But the game that I think of first is that the game with the Kene Wongu kick return against Oklahoma.
Yeah, that game was that game was underrated. That was such a
Hmm.
great game, and Iowa
Yeah,
State came in back in that one actually.
yeah, yeah. I don't think enough people talk about that game in that 2020 season. So that's one I probably have to go back and watch. Number four, I mentioned it, 2021 Cyhawk. I have no clue why in the world we went with this, and we should never wear this combination against Iowa ever again. I don't know what the idea, what was the
I
thought process,
I sort of figured I'm like, oh no. I was like, we're gonna wear black against Iowa, aren't we? I was like, oh no,
and they did, and look what
and they
happened.
did, and they lost. I was like,
Brock
oh,
Purdy was seeing ghosts in that game to the point where he literally got benched.
I was so pissed in that game. I was
Yeah,
like, you got to be kidding me.
yeah, and I mean, we had it. There was we had a chance to actually make it a closer game, but we just, I don't know, we just couldn't. Just shot ourselves in the foot, which seemed to be a recurring theme in that season.
Yep, that's why we
Yep.
won 7-5.
Mm-hmm. Number five. I don't know. Like, what particular game are you reminded of with this helmet?
Uh, uh, is this like the red jersey and white pants?
I believe so. I believe so.
Uh,
Let, let's see. So, yeah,
I
I think
probably
this.
would say the Arkansas State game in 2024.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to find out which game this was. Cause that, yeah, cause that, yeah, that is Charlie Kohler. Yeah, cause it's Charlie Kohler in the picture. But in the meantime, while I try to figure out what that game is, number six, obviously that we've seen that in the past two whiteouts now.
Oh yeah,
Hmm. Let's see. Yeah, so seeing Charlie Kohler. Trying to find but yeah, I yeah having a hard time figuring it out. But I think somebody, or I'll probably find it later on, figure out which game that's from. But yeah, Charlie Kohler being in that image makes it noteworthy. Yep. Number six was mentioned, the two whiteout games. And then number seven was the Frosty Whites against Utah, where you had Carson Hansen play. Where I think that was an important game for us because it would keep our chances alive going to the Big 12 title game.
yeah, that was an important game just for vibe purposes because that we were coming off of
So,
I think was
yep.
that was the loss against Tech, right?
It was the two-game losing streak against Tech, Kansas, but then we came back home.
Oh yeah, and
Uh,
beat Cincinnati.
yeah,
That's what it
beat
was.
the tar out of Cincinnati.
Right.
Yeah, so and we decided to bust out these beautiful frosty whites, and I mean, it got the job done. You had that beautiful pass from Carson Hansen, and then he punched it in for the go-ahead touchdown. So, but that was a really nice uniform combination.
It was those frosty whites. That's one. That's a low key
Yep.
favorite.
Yeah. And this is where I think maybe like I do wish we could wear these uniforms against Utah again for the whiteout game. And I remember there's been a whole thing where it's like, I would love for us to wear these uniforms like as our whiteout uniforms. And I remember um, the rule, like I've had to tell this before, the rule for from the NCAA stage, you can't wear like your road uniforms as like your white like alternates unless it gets like agreed on like before the season starts. So
Yeah,
I
that's
wonder if,
lame.
which I think is lame. It's so lame because it's like, come
It
on,
is.
we cannot be that restrictive with uniforms, like for real. But anyways, number eight. This is our primary red home helmets. Obviously, 2025 Cyhawk is obviously the first game I think of, in that amazing atmosphere, and I will never forget that day. What about you?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean 2025 Cyhawk. Um, that game right there. I mean, we've like it was a great game. I
Yeah,
thought though after that interception that we were gonna just blow them out of the. I thought we were gonna blow them out of the stadium. I'm like, man, we're really
yeah,
about
because I
to kill
think
them.
because that was the interception that led to the Bramer touchdown.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh man, here we go. But then they went on that hellacious drive to start the second half and took like 13. I'm like, oh no. I'm like,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it felt like I think for like because in most of the years, Iowa State would have folded because that was the
mm-hmm,
trend, especially at home. But we found a way to hold on and then get that go ahead field goal, and then the back to back sacks at the end of the game, and then belting out, and then I was belting out Mr. Brightside, just in the student section, like and
mm-hmm.
like Big Noon like that was certainly the perfect game to have Big Noon kickoff. I have my gripes against with Big Noon, but hey, that was a worthy game.
It sure was. Definitely probably one of the memories
Hmm.
of last season.
Yep, the positive ones at least.
Right.
Yep, and then number nine, the white helmet with the Cyanado, busting that out. It was like finally, it's about time we brought back Cyanado, and just the stomping of Kansas. And
Yeah.
this was I think a couple years of frustration considering Kansas had gotten the better of Iowa State for the past like what 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah. that was 3 years of frustration
Yeah,
because
they
you
had a
saw it.
nice little streak, but then Aiden Florida decided to just stomp all over Kansas.
Yeah, that was a nice vibes game, and it was a surprisingly warm November game.
I mean, yeah, and it was early too. It was early because this was right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was like the week before Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, yeah, an 11 a.m. kickoff. It's like perfect. You could probably just go to this, see a stomping, and then start your Thanksgiving break early if you were a student at Iowa State.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, wow. Didn't expect us to talk about that much with the helmets, but I think that was fun. That was a bit fun to kind of go down like memory lane and figure out like the helmets and like trying to associate it with each game. Uh, but to shift things over because days are coming up here in the next few days. Iowa State believes they're going to talk on Wednesday. And but we also did get something recently that talked about the Big 12 preseason,
Oh,
like all Big 12 teams. So this came out about 45 minutes ago, and the full list is shown. So the preseason all Big 12 teams. So for the offense, no Fida at quarterback from Arizona, Cam Cook, running back from West Virginia, and LJ Martin, running back from BYU. Caden Luke from West Virginia at fullback. Your three wide receivers are Amari Miller of Arizona State, Amari Thomas of Houston, and Wyatt Young of Oklahoma State. The tight end spot is filled by Terrence Carter from Texas Tech. Then the offensive line consists of Joe Kahn from Cincinnati, Chandre Hirsch from Houston, Bruce Mitchell from BYU, John Pastor from Kansas State, and Evan Tengesdal from Cincinnati. Kicker Don Harrington from Texas Tech, and punt slash kick returner is Mana Carvajal from Utah. So that's your offensive unit. And then on the defensive unit, you have CJ Fight of Arizona State on the defensive line, and joining him is Wendell Gregory of Kansas State, AJ Holmes of Texas Tech, Keanu Tanuvasa from BYU, and Adam Trick from Texas Tech. The linebacking core is Ben Roberts and Austin Remain, both from Texas Tech, and joined by Kate Uave from BYU. And then the deep defensive back room consists of Will James from Houston, Evan Johnson from BYU, Johnson from TCU, Bryce Pollock from Texas Tech, Latu Saltula from BYU, and then your punter is Palmer Williams from Baylor.
so the only gripe I have is that why isn't Conradi the kicker for all season preseason all Big 12? Like he was hurt last year. There's a reason why he was missing kicks. Like by far, Conradi is the best kicker in the conference.
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know. Maybe that's just now because like this is what happens when the Texas Tech brand is the strongest. I mean, of course, you're gonna go with the best kicker on the best team, so that's probably what it is. But yeah, that would have been the one guy I would have like if anybody from Iowa State was going to be on that list. It should have been Kyle Karate, but this just gives us ammunition and bulletin board material, as some would put it.
Well, yeah, and we already do considering that we're picked to finish last in the conference. So
Hmm.
there's going to be tons of bulletin board material this year.
Yep, and it would just makes things even funnier if like somehow find a way to you know overachieve, and everybody's gonna be like, wait a minute, what? Like it's just gonna be the whole thing where it's like when we do like inevitably do this, we're like we were saying this like we this isn't the same this isn't the same situation as when we had just come off of being the 3-9 2-10 consistently.
That's yeah. I'm like we're like guys. We were saying that in the off season. I'm like we were picking to go to a bowl game, and then we went to a bowl game. Like
Hmm.
like I don't. It's not a surprise to us.
Yep. Okay, so that was kind of like the Iowa State portion. There's really not too much else to talk about. I mean, pretty much you have media days, and then you have basketball, like like off season, like camps and whatever. So that's gonna be going on. But the main focus that has been pretty much the past like weekend or so is Team USA. Obviously, in the previous game, they're playing against Belgium tonight. But the big headline in this one is the Balogun discourse when it comes to the red card appeal and the process that it took. As originally Florian Balogun was to be suspended for this game against Belgium, but yesterday we learned from the Athletic that that the red card suspension would be delayed. So kind of like it's on a probationary period of up to
Hmm.
a year. And we've seen this happen with some other players. Cristiano Ronaldo is a notable situation because he originally had a 3 game ban that would have kept him from playing in the first two group stage games of the World Cup, but that got suspended. So that red card, like a suspension, was suspended. So Ronaldo could play in this World Cup, and this has caused a number of like this caused a lot of discourse for football fans talking about like, oh, the process was like unethical. There was like government interference because there are allegations that President Donald Trump made a call to FIFA and in order to get that review started, and people have been using that, and now they're vilifying Balogun, they're vilifying Team USA as this like corrupt, like they're basically calling like Team USA like a corrupt team and calling this whole World Cup a corrupt tournament. And I've known about the corruption about FIFA, so this is another chapter in their book of corruption.
Yes, I just don't understand. Like, if you really look at the reason why the red card was put on probationary, it's because of the way they use VAR. You can't when you use VAR for slow motion, it's for uh you know I, they improperly use VAR, and instead of looking at it and putting it in slow motion, and then the ref really relied on his own discretion and then made it a much more um, significant penalty, which really probably should have been a red card. But and a lot, even though we have been arguing this point over and over and over again, it wasn't intentional. But people keep telling me and you and everybody else the intention doesn't matter. It's still a red card.
Yeah, and
And
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, the thing is too. Literally yesterday in the Mexico England game, we saw like VAR used for a possible red card, and in that situation, absolutely, that is absolutely a red card.
Oh yeah.
Like because I was way higher up and whatnot, and like even though his leg like glided on the ball, you could clearly see it like just comes up and the studs wore out, and it yeah, he definitely missed it and just hit the player entirely. Whereas for Balogun, like he had no control, no idea where it was gonna go, where that foot was gonna go, because he's trying to play the ball that was in the air, and then I think he got tugged too a little bit by the Bosnian player in that situation because that's just them jockeying for position to win the ball. So it was just that whole thing, and I think now the joke is England's gonna file an appeal now because like apparently now you can file appeals for red cards, and everybody's using the U.S. as the punching bag. And yeah, you mentioned kind of the FIFA improper use of VAR. The reasoning for this red card suspend like issue being suspended was Article 27 of the disciplinary code. The disciplinary community may decide to suspend the enforcement, and then uh, earlier today, the Royal Belgian Football Association they went out and filed an appeal to FIFA in order to reinstate that red card like suspension against Balogun, but they were denied. So Balogun has the clear go ahead to play in tonight's game for the United States. And some like, and there's now people saying like, oh, if Balogun is a true ethical player or whatever, he should like sit out the game or whatever. And there was
Stop.
also potential like talks of like Belgium maybe like forfeiting the game. And I'm like,
This
okay,
is look. This is some loser type stuff, bro. Like the fact, I know a lot of people were like the amount of fans that said, "Oh yeah, um, Flo should not play because it would make him look better and he would be respected by the rest of the world." We don't need the rest of the world's respect, bro. He plays for the United States of America, man. Like I get that you guys think that yes, this would be ethical, but I also think if this were another team in this situation, wouldn't you do the same thing for your player if you knew that he was in the wrong? The answer is yes, but they're trying to be a lot more high and mighty than what they
yeah,
actually are.
yeah,
And honestly, really, They call this speculation, but this is just once again more anti-American
Yeah.
BS that the Europeans have been showing the
Y-
entire tournament, acting like they were actually cheering for it. Where either way, they're going to be praying for our downfall. They've been praying for our downfall ever since the Paraguay game. So that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what's great? Like this is like our sixth most popular sport, and somehow we've made it as like a nation when we're like we. I don't think I'm used to being on the benefiting end of corruption. Like my teams are always on the
Right?
other. Yeah, this is a
Especially
weird
being Iowa
position to be
State
in.
fans, this is yeah, we're in a different position, man.
Yeah, I'm not used to being the ones that benefit from corruption.
Right.
So it's so hilarious too. It's like, and also you've made it as a football nation when you're getting allegations of corruption thrown against you. You now made it to the big boys because everybody, every single nation in some way, shape, or form has had some level of corruption within their football association within their FA.
And also, I also just got to gripe about something. They also the people who are American and are cheering against the United States. Like, are you serious with that? Like, I know you may not like the president, like, but you're cheering against your own country. Like that's disgraceful to me.
Yeah, it's a weird, it's a weird dilemma that this is what the like this is what the World Cup reviews do. It's just like the amount of people who go against you just because of this is kind of reminds me of you know how you're like you it's the meme of if if Benjamin Netanyahu if it was like a boxing between your land and like some like dictator and you cheer for the dictator who's committed crimes against you, it's like yeah, that would be the case. And I mean, we kind of saw this in the cheering interest of Mexico versus England yesterday, where you had like a American split between cheering for Mexico and cheering for England. People cheering for Mexico because they were going against England, and England was the historical colonizer of America, and this was occurring literally on the Fourth of July weekend. But then you have the
Right.
other side of it, where you have people cheering for England because of the pure hatred for Mexico, because of the heated and basically bloody rivalry between United States and Mexico. And I've watched my fair share of USA Mexico games. But Mexico really just throws hands with the US. Like we've thrown hands against them.
Hmm.
Uh, jerseys have been torn. Some people shed blood in the brawls. And it's a lot of dirty tactics from the Mexican national team against the U.S. And that's where a lot of people were cheering for England and whatnot. But I was kind of I don't know. I think because it was more like the fact it was Fourth of July, I think I had my rooting interest for Mexico. But I was like,
Same.
you know what? I win either way. We win either way.
Right. Because then we would have had to talk here about Mexico making it to the quarterfinals. So
Yeah. But man, but I mean, so talking about that, this round of 16 thus far, this has been a fun one. This has been a fun round of 16. Uh,
man,
so so thus far, starting with the top, the top half of the bracket of the round of 16 bracket, France squeaking by against Paraguay with that Kylian Mbappe penalty, and I was watching this game. I'm like, you know what? Good on France for beating Paraguay. I do not ever want to see Paraguay in this World Cup ever again after the
I
bullshit
don't
they
either,
pulled.
man. It's ridiculous. Like just the amount people have called it. They play like a boring brand of
Listen,
that. Obviously, they changed their style up after they played the U.S. But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Listen. I know the reoccurring theme with the type of ball that Paraguay plays is we call it haram ball. Basically, you might have seen it with Arsenal, where it's just you just load up the box and just rather than trying to score a goal, you're preventing the other team from scoring. So it's kind of like, as you put it, the Iowa football method. But this was a whole different level because Paraguay, surprisingly, in this game, 13 fouls and 0 yellow cards called against them.
it was unbelievable. I was like, you guys aren't going to call anything on them.
Yeah, I was like, I felt like it was watching more like rugby or American football because this was taking place. I thought I was watching like a like what a 2000s or 1990s NFC East game between the Eagles and the Giants because this game was taking place at Lincoln Financial Field. I thought it was
Yeah.
Paraguay was they basically turned themselves into like the New York Giants defense or the Eagles defense for that matter.
Right.
At some point, I thought I saw Lawrence Taylor or Michael Strahan playing for the Paraguay national.
Mm-hmm.
Just, it was ridiculous. I mean, the power of the dictator, Kylian Mbappe, he is inevitable.
It is inevitable. I am inevitable.
I love the world. I love those memes. Those are some of my favorite memes from this World Cup. Uh,
Where did it?
yeah, the
Your
dictator.
failure. Where did it
Yeah,
send
killing.
you? Back to me.
Yep. So you have that matchup. So France will be taking on Morocco. Game against Canada, 3-0. Morocco just in that second half, they just absolutely ran circles around Canada. And I mean, Morocco has got an opportunity to get back to the semifinal, which was their best finish in this World Cup, where they finished in the last World Cup. So this is a rematch of that semifinal. France and Morocco. I really like this one. Is a fun one because we already seen what it looked like 4 years or 3.5 years ago in Qatar. Now we get to see it again here in the States. So I'm excited for that one on the 9th.
That one will be a great one. I can't wait to watch that one.
Mm-hmm. Travel going down to the bottom half of the bracket. Norway knocks out five-time champion Brazil. This was just the Erling Haaland show. Erling Haaland brace just absolutely leading Norway to this quarterfinal. The Viking row has become one of the best things about this World Cup. The Norwegian fans have been so fun to watch at this World Cup. Woo,
Hmm.
woo,
Hmm.
woo. That's great. And then Erling Haaland leading that. I mean, I've been seeing like because for context for those who also watch like Premier League, Gabriel for Brazil he plays at Arsenal, so he is very familiar with Norway, and I think there was something about like fans were like saying like Erling Haaland basically humbled Brazil, and I saw the and I personally made a like a those Apple Music like things that you see whenever you're playing music.
Yeah.
I just put a picture of Erling Haaland Erling Holland on the cover and just put damn and just it was just humble by Kendrick Lamar. I just put that as like a fan cover. Just like yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Holland just silenced all of Brazil.
I mean, it proves that, like, as a country, if you have an elite athlete, especially when you're not normally a soccer power, like Norway hasn't been to the World Cup since 1998, and
Mm-hmm.
like, not, they have finally have a star guy, and he is
Yeah.
like basically single handedly leading them. Norway versus England is going to be a hell of a matchup. I
Mm-hmm.
can't wait to watch this one, and I believe he has dual citizenship, so he could have played for England as well.
Yeah, yeah, Erling Holland. Yeah, I think his dad. I think his dad did play in England. I think he was born in England, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he
But
was.
yeah, yeah. So we kind of touched on the England game a little bit uh earlier, but that England Mexico game, absolute peak. That's probably the best game I've seen of this World Cup. Like between that and the Argentina Cabo Verde game, this
Oh
is
my
one of the best games.
gosh.
You talk about like the Estadio Azteca, like that's definitely one of the best like atmospheres in like all of soccer and all of football. That place was rocking, but I mean, uh, England they had to really just grind this one out, especially in the last like 40 minutes. But
Mm-hmm.
you had Jude Bellingham with a absolutely beautiful brace within 98 seconds, and then Harry Kane just absolute just stuns it right into the back of the net, just blasting the back of the net after winning a penalty. But Mexico didn't go away. Quinones was able to get Mexico within one at the end of the first half, and then Raul Jimenez converted on a penalty of his own to keep it within one. England had to deal with being down a man for basically 40 minutes of this game because they had a red card for a serious foul, like tackle with the studs up.
Oh
So they were
yeah.
down a man for that whole thing. So Mexico was trying so hard to really get that equalizing goal, but they just could not. And I mean, this came to there were so many crosses in the box. I thought one of them was going to go in, and then right at the end of
Mm-hmm.
the game, there was an opportunity for Mexico, and it just goes 6 inches wide left. And I
Oh
think,
yeah, and John Stones like kicked it out like that. That's what. Yeah, John Stones, the defender for England, kicked it out just in time. I was
mhm,
like, man, that's clutch.
yep. So I mean, England survived that. Harry Kane lost his voice. Jude Bellingham got serenaded with "Hey Jude," and then after England gets done singing "Wonderwall," Jordan like I saw Jordan Henderson. He got a yellow card in this game, but also he had to get structured out because he was hopping back over like the advertising barricade after
Mm-hmm.
seeing Wonderwall. His arm slips and he like fractures his wrist. I'm like, he
Oh
didn't even do
no.
anything. He's out the World Cup without doing anything. He got a
Ugh.
somehow got a yellow card and fractured wrist without actually stepping onto the pitch, which was kind of funny. Well, it's so messed up though, but it's just the context of it. Like, how? What?
Yeah, that is so weird.
Yeah, but England. I mean, I guess if there's a really opportunity for them to finally bring it back home, it's been what 60 years for them. It
Yeah,
would
they're
be this
due.
tournament, but this. I mean, this is around the time they usually slip. But now I think England might have a. I don't know if you. But yeah, that normally England game, I expect that to just be fireworks
England
again.
has a legit shot to win it. As much as I hate to say it, they have a legit shot to win the entire thing.
Yep. So yeah, right now, Portugal Spain is still a 0-0 tie, with about what 15 or so minutes plus stoppage time. Maybe this game's gonna go into extra time unless Spain can convert here. Got a chance, and that's just gonna go side netting. So I have to keep. So I got that live going, and then later on the night, USA at Belgium. I love how American fans we have labeled this as Monday Night Soccer, and with like with the NFL branding of of Monday
Hmm.
Night Football, that's been great. I mean, have you seen those like the edits with like the intro?
Yes. What they need to do since it's Fox to play the Fox NFL theme.
And the, that would be actually kind of cool. And then like with like oh, I've been seeing this. Like I saw the one with like the edit, but then like this game is being played in Seattle, and I think if there's any stadium to have this game, I think the best one is Seattle, because like obviously they built that stadium with the purpose of keeping the noise in. And I said this: if the USA better walk out while walk with like Mo Bamba or something, just imagine that like a kickoff.
Or no, Flow comes out and then they play Many Men.
Yep.
Many men wish that upon me.
I know,
Can't
dude.
see.
That's exactly. Oh my god. If they did like individual, like starting like individuals like walking out for starting lineups, that would have definitely been like what would have happened. But they gotta play that at some point in the stadium, or it's like,
Yes.
you know what would be the most funny thing? The funniest subplot would be Balogun getting a hat trick in this game.
Oh, I would love that. It would piss people off even more.
Oh, exactly. That would be beautiful. But I look at that game. This is a winnable game for the U.S. And obviously, fans of like the U.S. they know about 2014.
Yep.
We gotta get a pound of flesh and get it back in blood in some way, shape, or form. And this is a much older Belgium squad that had to survive against Senegal because Senegal wouldn't stop choking on their own feet.
Yeah. Belgium got lucky that that Senegal choked because they were
Yeah,
down 2-0 in that game and they had to fight back to win.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, this was their golden generation. Now their golden generation on the way out, and now we're in our golden generation. So obviously, um, for our generation, one of the things, and a lot of people thought that a successful World Cup would be making it to the quarterfinals at least.
yeah,
So here's our chance.
yep.
Make it into the quarterfinals, and you get either a Spain or a Portugal. And the way they're playing now, you gotta think that you like your chances against either one. And then if you win that, then probably what the winner of Argentina,
No, you get the winner of France
the
Morocco
winner of France Morocco awaits you. So
in the
I
semis.
mean,
Yeah,
in the semis. So in Jerry World. So I mean, if we are able to make it that far, like that would be insane. Um, in the back of my mind, some like part of me is sort of thinking that this is sort of gonna end up being a U.S. versus England World Cup final
In New Jersey, in
in
New
New
Jersey.
Jersey. Dude,
Uh,
if
oh,
it's a UK United States final, and
uh,
then the
ultimate bragging rights
the ultimate bragging rights, man, and then if the U.S. wins and England gets denied again,
on America, like on the 250th, like on America's like turning 250 2 weeks ago. Oh, dude.
that would be insane.
That's another win in the column for the USA over England. Been beating their asses since 1776.
Yep,
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that is a fever dream of the U.S. like getting there. But the path is there. The path is there.
it's
Just gotta
there.
take.
You
It's
gotta
there, and
take
with
it.
the way like some of these matches have been going, some of these upsets have been going, in this World Cup, who knows?
I mean,
I
look,
I look at this
Argentina
game
was on the.
specifically. Yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
Argentina was like what they were so close to getting knocked out by Cabo Verde, but I mean that's a credit too to the Cabo Verde team. That was just a beautiful. That was one of the best games, and I mean that was genuinely so competitive. I was definitely there was part of me like that wanted Cabo Verde to send it to penalties because we see what happens in penalty shootouts. That's where the upset can happen.
Right.
Uh, just go ask Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then yeah, but I look at this game. This is a good opportunity for Christian Pulisic to really step up. This is where his legacy can be made because I think outside of Balogun, yeah, I look at Christian Pulisic. This is his opportunity to really step up for the United States.
Oh yeah. I mean, he has his chance now. He has to go and do it, and everybody else needs to continue to do what they're doing.
Hmm.
Pulisic needs to step up.
Yep.
Um,
And guys like
defensively,
McKinney,
yeah,
Adams.
McKinney, Adams, all of them.
Yep. So big opportunity for the United States. So that would be tonight at 7 o'clock on Fox and Telemundo. Uh, so and in the final two round of 16 matchups, Argentina will be taking on Egypt, and Switzerland will be taking on Colombia. Argentina's scraping by Cabo Verde, goes up against the Egyptian side that is looking to go even deeper, and they're already in their best finish, getting that knockout win, round 16, and with Mo Salah obviously is the captain for Egypt and like the most well known player. Like Mo Salah can get you like we'll see what happens in this one because I think something was maybe exposed in that game against Cabo Verde for Argentina and the fitness level, so a little fatigue. So we'll
Mm-hmm.
see where spirits are, but I do favor Argentina in this scenario. But I can definitely see Egypt potentially knocking out Argentina.
I agree. I
And
completely agree.
yep, and then in the final round of 16 matchup, Switzerland taking on Colombia. Colombia has been like they have been really like good this World Cup. Switzerland has been pretty shaky thus far. I mean, Colombia, I mean, holding Portugal to like they dominated that game against Portugal and they should have had that
Mm-hmm.
they should have won that game, but obviously that goal can call outside. But generally speaking, I am liking what I see out of Colombia. Uh like with Arias, Luis Diaz. So they are the slight favorite in this one, and I do like Colombia in this matchup.
Yeah, and that Colombia, Argentina matchup in the quarters is going to be cinema.
Very CONMEBOL.
Yeah, very comparable.
So I love the dynamics you have.
Yeah.
So you've got a rematch of and at least set in the quarterfinal of rematch of 2020 of Qatar. You wait. We've got basically Holland versus England as a whole, which is basically what Holland did in the Premier League, and
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, potential CONMEBOL rematch, and then a I don't know how you describe the hypothetical match between USA. And then you would either have like another UEFA matchup with Belgium advancing, they do advance against the US, or you could have the US taking on somebody from the Iberian Peninsula, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, historically, both would be history. Facing Spain would be them facing off against uh, them upsetting Spain in the Confederations Cup in 2009. As you know, that team the next year won the World Cup, and that Spain team was loaded. And Portugal, this would be a sort of written like this would be back from their 2002 days when they beat them to go in the round of 16 to go to the quarterfinal, I believe.
Oh yeah, the U.S. beating Portugal. I think yeah, I do remember that because that was also the year the U.S. got like I think they got robbed on an
They
obvious
got robbed by in the Germany game, yeah.
handball against Germany. Yeah, it was an obvious handball or whatever, and they got robbed. I remember this. Like,
Yeah, so there's history
mhm.
with both those teams. So and also, oh yeah, and if you think about it, uh recently in the World Cup, if you remember, um that the US was up 2-1 in the 2014 World Cup
Oh yep,
on Portugal, and they were able to hit an equalizer with like eight in the 87th minute to level it, and I'm like, oh
yeah, that one hurt. Yeah.
yeah, it did.
So still, I mean, it's crazy. Like just yesterday, we started this World Cup, and now we're basically like coming forward to the quarterfinals. Like the withdrawal I'm gonna have for this, like after this World Cup is done, it's gonna really hurt.
It's gonna hurt, but the good thing is, Cody, is that now we're that much closer to college football season.
True. And dear God, the ones oh, mm, there's something like I've been thinking too of like all the tailgates I do want to go to. And who knows? Maybe I go out east a couple hours and go to that Cyhawk tailgate, and who knows how much I'm gonna be drinking because considering that's gonna be a night game. Dear God.
Oh god, that's gonna be. There's a reason
Yeah.
why they call it El Asico.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to watch like to go from El Clasico to El Asico. I love that. That's what I love about watching both forms of football, both American
Exactly.
football and European football. I get both forms of the Clasico and Asico. Beautiful,
Yes.
but I mean, still staying in this World Cup thing. The Golden Boot race right now. Kylian Mbappe, Erling Haaland, and Lionel Messi are all tied for first with 7 goals. Harry Kane is 1 goal behind him with 6, and then Vinicius Junior. And Quinones all limited. So mainly this race, I think it's a full horse race between Mbappe, Haaland, Messi, and Harry Kane.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I look at this Golden Boot race.
Yeah, that's basically what like it's. I think it should be between Holland and probably Kane.
Ooh, you know, I I don't think I don't not the dictator Mbappe say about that because he could come to form, and who knows, Messi could do his thing too. Like he could still prove he could play at this level at his age.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And I believe Ronaldo said this is going to be his last World Cup. So
Yep.
we
Yeah, he
have.
did.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, we do have that, and well, we just got a yellow card in the Spain Portugal game. It looks like it was a tackle from Portugal, and this is gonna go against Bernardo Silva of Manchester City.
Oh man.
So yellow card late. So it's gonna give Spain a free kick, and I mean, yeah, coming down the like, oh, I would honestly, I'd be satisfied with a penalty shot on this, but I think we're gonna call it there because I mean, there's nothing too else to talk about other than like
Yes. Just
maybe,
one more thing.
yeah,
One
go
more
ahead.
thing. There was a recruiting update. We wanted to update you on recruiting. A big get in the 2027 recruiting class. Um, a guy named Chuck Alexander, who we flipped from Louisville. Share my screen. You see that this uh, coaching staff has been putting in work. You see this 50th overall. You see eighth in the Big 12, so basically in the middle of there, and almost at like basically a high 3-star score. But yeah, Chuck Alexander Jr. He's a guy out of Cincinnati who had actually really a lot of pretty good offers. We were able to flip him from Louisville. You saw that he was a graded a 4-star on Rivals. So at his position, number 40 in the state of Ohio overall, at number 14 in the state. So this is a guy who like uh we beat out for Louisville, and Louisville is just down the road, 90 miles away, and we were able to get him from Louisville. So this is a big get for this coaching staff. And I'll say this, man, the way that they're recruiting has me really, really excited for the future.
Yeah, for sure. And live update: Spain has just taken the lead here, right at the cusp of, right at the start of stoppage time. Fabian, who was fouled against Bernardo Silva, puts it in the bottom of left of the net, or Moreno, excuse me, beats Diego Costa, who had a pretty good game throughout this entire game, and Spain has taken the lead here.
Let's go. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. I know this was a longer show than usual, but we had a lot to talk about. But first, we want to give a special thanks to our sponsor, FanDuel. Make sure you get those parlays, and if you have any World Cup parlays, get those. Put those together with FanDuel. If you want to do any college football future bets, since that's coming up, we got baseball. Um, the White Sox, our White Sox split a 4 game series with the Guardians, and they came out 1 game ahead. So I'll take it as a win, and I'm pretty sure your Braves did pretty well.
Yeah. Well, recently we just had a series against the Mets. We won that series against them, and then we lose. Like we could have also won that. Swept the Mets, but they got us in the bottom because the Braves came back. They were down 7 at one point. Coming back to only lose by one. So really love that, but I was hoping we get that across the line. But regardless, we got that series win, and we go up against the Pirates here before All Star Weekend. It looks like. Well, actually, take a look here. Just looking at the series. So, series against the Pirates, and then the Cardinals and the Rangers. But yeah, I mean, we did send a few players to the All Star team. I know Ozzy Albies, Matt Olson, Drake Baldwin were among the names that Atlanta has sent to the All Star Weekend. So really, hopefully, can you sustain like some of this winning a little bit here in July, and then
Mm-hmm.
get everybody reset for the second half of the season, and still be on the cusp, like still be in the race to win our division, and then still be a contender to win the World Series.
Yep. And let's see how both of our team seasons ends. But that is going to be the show today. Few things before we go. You can find Cody on Twitter at TA Propaganda. You can find me, Tyler, on Twitter at SciTiGuy1992. Also, follow us on social media. Follow what we're doing. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitch. That'll be your show today for Tyler Carter. For Tyler Carter.
And for Cody Vinciolum,
This is the Believe in Iowa State podcast. Roll clones, baby.
go Cyclones.
Woo!